R&T Show. The purpose of this platform is to give you and I the opportunity to share our stories, own our identity, and our truth. This is a cozy space to connect, laugh, and celebrate ourselves. So get comfortable. On each episode, we bring you real, unfiltered conversations that aim to change your view of the world. So on set today, we have the one and only Saint Republic, who is a fashion freak. She's going to be telling us a little bit more about her background story and sharing tricks and tips on how to grow a platform and much more. So do make sure you stay tuned.
What is your style about? Because I follow you on Instagram and your page is just amazing. What is it about?
Guys, I just don't like dressing like other people.
Your style is
I figured, I didn't know how to explain. I was like, is it urban? What is this?
I don't really categorize my style because if there's one thing, not a lot of people have style. Most people follow fashion trends or whatnot. But a style is more something you either have or you don't have. That's always one thing I say. Like you can have great fashion sense, but style not.
Oh wait, fashion and style are two different things.
Completely
So
different.
can you like do some elaboration?
You don't know.
It's completely like drip style fashion.
Drip also is a also a sense of style.
Yeah.
So I would
That's
imagine.
different.
Style is I don't get this. Do you know, like, I don't want to mention names because maybe I'm gonna be like bad.
No, mention.
So you know sometimes like how people dress, like let's say relaxed fits, like let's say a long like vintage, let's say blazer with like
With
some
joggers
and then like big sneakers. So what is that?
That's fashion trends.
Oh, that's fashion trends.
Yeah,
A trend that you're starting. That's
Yeah,
new.
that's-
Like kind of,
it's not really
you're pushing
new.
for something different.
Most of the time, especially in Africa, like not really Africa, but South Africa to be specific, are always looking at either UK trends or US trends. So like with either to keep up with the latest fashion styles. But I've always said like, you know, as Africans, why don't we like just dress our own way? You know what I'm saying? Because like there's no need to like look at how other people, like I always say, like guys, our materials, our prints, our patterns are always like fire on top.
It is.
Regardless, why don't we make that a trend? So I always look in terms of like how I can not look like other people, but like also make it my own. But like when it comes to like fashion trends, it's like what everybody wears, what's new, and you know.
So
the
what
style-
we're wearing now is like a fashion trend.
Yeah, so it's like basically, you know, okay, this is what's in now. A bunch of people are gonna go for that. That is what's in now. A bunch of people are gonna go for that. Now it differs now in like let's say with drip. Drip is more like street style fashion.
Actually, I never thought of it like that. Like certain looks doesn't make sense to me because it doesn't make sense. Or because it doesn't make sense to me doesn't mean that I think it's ugly or nasty or anything. It's just like there's no dialogue.
Yeah.
But I always find because I have a colleague of mine who I think dresses streetwise. Oh no! You fashion because his look is himself. Is so unique. So he would wear like a bucket hat, and then he would wear like a linen shirt. It's like loose and everything, and then next he would wear shorts, and then you wear like what are these called again?
Sandals.
Birkenstocks, like this kind of sandals, or maybe like those Jesus sandals.
Yeah.
Like he like changes everything up. Like that's not what a normal person maybe wear that with like maybe narrow sandals or just sneakers.
And socks.
He just brings it like maybe sometimes it's the happy socks or and I'm just like I wouldn't wear that, but it's actually quite cool. But how do you come up with it? Like how do you? He just for him I feel like when he just wakes up, he puts it on and yet it still makes sense, and it goes with his personality and his style.
So how did that name come about though?
Basically Solange, she has a record and it's called Saint Records, and I was like, yo, Saint. I don't know, I just thought, okay.
But it's an interesting name though.
It fits.
Honestly, it's an interesting name. On the topic of support from family and friends, how has it been for you? Especially starting off as
Family.
public figure and so forth.
So basically, family, I don't get as much support because it's always like negative vibes. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? why are you always taking videos? Like, and it's always like, or if not, it's really negative. Like, you're not gonna make it this far. I mean, you can't just depend on your phone, on social media, and all of that stuff. So it's like I always, luckily for me, thank you with my attitude, I was always like, I don't care what you guys gotta say. This is me. I'm gonna go forth with it, no matter how long it takes me to where I need to be. But I'm gonna get there eventually. So yeah. Friends wise, not a lot of friends. Really, I don't have a lot of friends first. And the people that I have come across and came and left also basically, they never really understood me. So it's I don't blame them.
Same thing with me. Like I remember back in the days, I don't really judge them because at some point I was also there. Like I remember back in the days when we used to have, it's mostly our rappers that are still rapping up until today, when they used to send us links. And every time you just see them go and follow, go and watch, and every time whenever I check my phone, I'm just like, bro, you're making a noise. But now that I'm in the industry, I realize that it's actually very important to support them. Yeah. And now I realize, because now I'm sending my links out, and I need people to help me out. But then once upon a time, I never used to help them out. Exactly. You see, I feel like it's only until you are in that position is when that's the only time you actually understand and realize. So, Radisha, how has it been for you?
Well, for me, I'm not a phone person, I'm not a WhatsApp person, yet I do like the whole like social media in terms of like Instagram pictures, this and that. It's not necessarily like a lifestyle for me. So I can't really relate because I haven't really like been on like the socials.
I think the great platform, especially for people who are just coming up, is Twitter. Like I don't know why people are scared.
Twitter.
I don't know why people are scared of Twitter, but literally it's the best platform, especially for YouTubers or if you're just starting to come up with Twitter. Forget about Instagram, whatnot. Instagram's algorithms are made for you to fail regardless. But like, so basically the best platform is Twitter. Like if you want to come up, Twitter, because you get the most support regardless of all the drama that happens. You get the most support. Random people retweet your stuff. That means more exposure. And if you look at it like,
I've been on Twitter for like months now, and I posted my link and no one actually.
It's okay, Molly. It's like, okay. You can still have like
Facebook then
5 followers on Twitter, and nobody cares that you have 5 followers. That's the nicest part. The best thing is just engage. Like it's just
like interact. Whatever say what, and just interact.
Just interact. Even if it's like something dumb, something cute, something. Oh, I actually like this. Retweet. Like. Share.
Wow, that's the one place that I fear the most.
It's actually
all the backlash that I've been hearing. That's the one app I don't even have because I'm like, nope. People get dragged. I don't want to. I want to get there when I'm tough enough. When my self-esteem is high.
Yeah. But like Twitter's not as bad as people make it seem to be. Honestly, it's not as bad.
But a lot of negative things come from Twitter. Let's be honest.
I've been on Twitter since. I think 2018. 2018. That's when internet free Twitter, guys.
Oh yes, I remember. Twitter and Facebook.
That is so cool. It was it was just Twitter.
Oh okay.
Yeah. So like that was like booming time. Not only that, even like right now. The nice thing of Twitter is you either grow. Like you can grow on your own without having people tell you like, oh no, we made you. On Twitter, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like,
because no one knows who's retweeting, or because okay,
you can see who's retweeting, but I mean like, if your thing goes like, how can I say, if your stuff goes viral, it goes viral. I mean once it's on Twitter, and everybody sees your stuff on Twitter because Twitter is the biggest platform compared to Instagram, YouTube, and all of that. Basically, everybody and everything is on there. So it's like, if your stuff go viral on Twitter, it will hit to Instagram, it will hit to Facebook, it will hit to YouTube.
Wow, you sound like a very confident person. So where does the confidence come from?
I'm not as confident as I seem to be, guys.
But it's a learning process.
Yeah, it's a
just
learning
like
process.
For me as well, it's also a learning process. I feel like I'm still not there yet, even though there's people out there that look at me like you're so confident. I'm just like, okay, it's not what you think it is. You gotta fake it till you make it. So yeah,
you do have to fake it until you make it in certain categories, but I don't always say like all the time in everything, because like it'll catch up to you. It'll catch up to you, like especially like I feel like with using the Instagram platform, guys, you can't lie on Instagram. You can't on Instagram. Somebody knows somebody who knows you. So basically, you can claim that you've been been there, even though you haven't been to that place, and the person would be like, no, that person's lying. Yeah.
I think you've had a different experience with it feels like you've been there for a while. I haven't been that long on Instagram. I'm hardly even that active. Only recently I actually started being so active on Instagram. And also like you said, like some people tend to have like a fake lifestyle on Instagram. And of course that's because like it's the kind of lifestyle that Instagram portrays to sort of like have like this perfect image, and everybody feels pressured to take fake pictures. Maybe, I don't know, people do that. Yep. But to a certain extent, I'm also one of those that's guilty. I will go to a restaurant just for pictures. I order something just for pictures. I mean, do you think there's a limit as to what you can and cannot do when it comes to social media and things like that?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's basically, it comes down to your niche, and it comes down to, okay, let's see, if it's worth faking, then and it works, then why not?
but should you be honest? Should it always be, okay, I'm gonna take a picture while we're having popo now? Also, it has to be like
an aesthetic. So basically, it depends. Am I a private person? Am I not? Do I want everybody to see everything of me, or do I only want certain people to see or do I want people to see certain things about me? So like in terms of your social media, like for instance, my different social medias, my TikTok is for my clownery. Basically, that's it. My Instagram is for my style and my beauty. That's it. YouTube is basically I talk tech, because that's what I'm good at. And so whatever side of whichever social media you come across, you might you get the image of, oh,
this is also you sort of like made them all separate so that it speaks to a different kind of audience.
That's actually very interesting. That's very interesting.
So you don't want everything to be like all in one in just one page. Let's say your YouTube has everything where everybody's like, okay, this is the full spectrum of Amina. You just want like, okay, specifically like that. Okay,
that is very interesting.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, it comes down to what it is that, how do I want people to see me, or what is it that I want? Okay, am I gonna base all my social medias on fashion, beauty, or am I gonna base all my social media on lifestyle or fitness? So or you can always categorize things to what you're good at, or how, if you have split personality like me, I base my different social medias on that different audience.
I think everyone has that. And do you think, is there like a level of too much that you can put out there? Because I mean, there is some people that everyone has a different kind of personality and different kind of image that they portray, and confidence, and also like a lot of like different, how do I say, different idea that they want to bring out across to other people. And others may disagree with whatever it is that they trying to put out there. Do you think that like there should be a limit as to what you should put out there?
It depends. Let's be honest. Like, if we're being honest, like, Slakins will forever be Slakins. They always put their things out there and let it be known, okay guys, this is how this is my lifestyle. And then beauty gurus will always be beauty gurus. This is their lifestyle. So like I would say basically it depends, like it all depends on you, like, if this is how I want to be, this is how I want to be. Then you just get some really ignorant, arrogant people with shitty ass personalities, but they seem so nice on the social media until you actually meet them. So I've met a couple of influencers, and the reason why I'm saying influencers is because they're not really making an influence on anything. So the term influencer, like, people don't really understand the meaning behind being an influencer. I mean, if you call yourself an influence, what influence are you making? To be honest, like, literally, how is it that you are influencing somebody? Is it through negative energy, negative platforms? Are you encouraging somebody to do the things that you are doing? Because not everything you see on social media is actually true. So,
Okay, that is actually really, really
You have a lot, girl.
Yeah, like package.
I feel like I'm learning a lot,
I know,
especially about fashion and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know that you've worked with brands and stuff. I also have brands that always message me on Instagram, and they always be like, join us just for the in return you're gonna get exposure. So every time I see those messages, I'm just like, oh, I don't want the exposure. I want the money. So how do you go about? When do you know when this person is not scamming you, or do you actually when the messages come in, do you do the thing about exposure?
So basically, guys, honestly, guys, paid promotions, you have to look for those. A lot of people won't tell you that, but you actually have to like inbox, email brands. Like even if it's 10 times you're emailing their brand just to work with them, then you work with them. And you get other e-commerce platforms where they basically give you product for promo.
Wait, so at what point what point do they actually get to email you? When you have a big following, or
So with Instagram, most of the time it's when you have a big following.
that's when
They come.
so
to
so
you.
if you grow, you have to go to them.
You don't always have to go with the brands that don't fit within your niche.
Mm.
But if you feel like this is the brand I want to work with, then you work with them.
Yeah. It makes sense because what would be the point as to why you want to work with the brand that doesn't
Exactly.
work for you? Like it may be good for you to earn that amount of money, but like it doesn't really speak to who you are as a
Yeah.
person. And your fans can already see like, okay,
Yeah.
this, you don't know.
Yeah.
How do we make the money we might not be able to sell what is they're selling to you. With social media, it's a nice space to be. It's very positive. It's very like it's a nice space where people want to go on, like to ease their minds and to look at content that's pleasing and everything like that. Have you ever had like any like negative vibes, like from people just like being nasty? Because people can say anything
Yeah.
without even thinking. People can like be judgmental and whatever. Have you ever had any experience like that?
It's normal, you know, there's always people coming on there feeling, let me bash someone today.
The money, the chance.
That's just who they are, or they just be like, you know what, I'm gonna be nasty. But on my Instagram, I wouldn't say, but on Twitter, TikTok, yeah.
Twitter is the place.
Twitter, TikTok, yeah. Other than that, it hasn't been where I have actually had beef with somebody. But yeah, because I don't do drama.
Right? So
Yeah.
you don't respond,
have
you just let it
some
go. Is that like the best advice would
Yeah.
give? Like,
I
just
don't
respond.
Don't respond. Don't
Just act like you
entertain.
didn't see that and
Yeah.
let it just go. Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask on the topic of like religion, and because I know that you're Muslim, and we Christians, and we come from a Christian background. We're actually PKs. Pastor's kids. Pastor's kids. So there's this. How do I say it?
Stigma.
There's a stigma of what a pastor child should do, how they should dress, and how they should portray themselves on social media and things like that. How do you still follow your passion with social media and pictures and everything like that, and still be able to respect like your religion and all that?
I mean, I always say like your relationship with God, it should always be priority.
Priority. Okay.
So once you know that, okay, me and God are like this, you know, there's nothing that can stop you from doing anything. And then in terms of like, you know, now following religious views, you should know as a Muslim or as a Christian that, okay, I'm restricted to do this, I'm restricted to do that, you know. And as an individual, we learn every day through religion, through other people, through whatnot. So like, you should know, okay, if I'm not allowed to post my body parts because of my religious views, then it's okay. Because I always say, you don't have to get naked to be pretty.
Yeah. True.
You don't have to. You know, you can. All beauty has different standards, or whatever, but you don't have to get naked to be pretty.
Certain people that come from certain families that are maybe a bit too strict, and they go by the book. Not by the book. Actually, they really follow through with the religion, and then just make sure that we stick to this way, and they don't want to they don't want to move into a very secular lifestyle. And if there's someone who is maybe wanting to branch into social media, because already there's like a negative perceptions about what social media is and how bad it is, and how it's not the most holy place to be or anything like that, where you put out your personal life out there. It's not very like godly or anything like that. If there's someone who really is passionate about modeling, or passionate about maybe whatever it is that's got to do with exposing themselves out there, as per se, and still be strict to their religious views. Yeah, like what advice would you give them?
There's always people that's gonna be having the same things that you're doing. So like whether it's on social media, if you want to post with your dress or covering yourself, great, nicely looking beautiful, you follow people that look like you. You know what I'm saying? You look up to people that look
So there's a
like
niche
you.
for everyone.
There's a niche for everyone.
I get you. I mean, you can still be a model. There's actually a Muslim model. I forgot her name is. She did a collab with Jackie Aina.
And Fenty Beauty.
Yes.
And
Like she's so beautiful, and this she even has she did this campaign she was in I think Vogue magazine or anything.
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
And then she was wearing swimwear, but somehow they made her be in a pool. She was still dressed on, fully covered.
Exactly.
And it sold. For me, like she still looked amazing. I didn't pay attention. It just shows like what you said. Really, beauty is not necessarily being naked.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a specific way of how we should walk down the catwalk or anything like that. Like literally, Nahima, something like that.
Yeah,
Nahima.
I think so.
That's her name. Yeah, and then like she only shows her pretty face, and that's it. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you coming through. You've loved our snacks that we've made there, and this is so exciting because she's actually our first guest on the show. And yeah, happy beginnings, and we've learned a lot today. And I just hope that
You guys
someone will get some form of advice from what was spoken today, and also like inspiration. And if you guys have anything to add or say or comment, you guys are more than welcome.
Or if you guys would love to see Amina yet again on the channel, do comment down below and let us know. So we're going to be having the socials at the description box down below.
And she can also tell us where they can catch her. Oh, okay, cool.
Guys, Instagram, Twitter. I'm basically Saint Republic on all my social media. So yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.